number 1.
And all alone. So why did Ricky Hatton's opponent dodge the press conference ahead of their weekend fight?
First tonight, there is disappointment and dismay from campaigners here in the Northwest after the government said it won't pay for potentially life-saving equipment in public buildings and schools.
Our region has 2 major charities calling for defibrillators to become compulsory in workplaces. They're run by the former Bolton player Fabrice Muamba and the other by the father of 12-year-old Oliver King, who died at school in Liverpool.
Yeah, we'll be talking to Oliver's dad, Mark, in just a moment after this report from Mel Barham.
Fly pad to bare skin.
It's a machine that can mean the difference between life and death. A machine campaigners were hoping to get installed in every public building in the country. But tonight, that dream is in tatters. It was the death of Oliver King that prompted his father to launch his highly emotional OK campaign. The 12-year-old died last year during a swimming lesson. He had an undiagnosed heart condition, but his family believe he could have been saved if there'd been a defibrillator nearby.
It's not just because of Oliver. We want to save children. He's with me every day. He's with us every day here.
One person who has benefited from a defibrillator is the former Bolton Wanderers player Fabrice Muamba. Aware how lucky he was that such equipment was nearby, he too has been lobbying the government. But it appears it hasn't worked. In a statement, the government said it appreciates how devastating this issue is for all families and friends who are affected. But it goes on to say that since February 2007, responsibility for continuing the legacy of the National Defibrillator Programme was devolved to ambulance trusts.
Thanks to the Oliver King Foundation, every primary school in Liverpool will soon have one of these. But without the government making it law to roll it out nationwide, campaigners fear many young people will needlessly die.
I was extremely disappointed. I'm very surprised that the government hadn't put the weight behind it. All the primary head teachers voted unanimously to buy defibrillators for all the schools across Liverpool. At least we know our children will be safe when they're in school. What about the other children?
Campaigners say they won't give up. They're now pushing ahead to get 100,000 signatures on their e-petition to force the government to think again. Mel Barham, Granada Reports, Liverpool.
Well, joining us now is Mark King, Oliver's dad, who we saw in Mel's story there. Mark, I know still a very emotional subject for you to talk about. How do you feel about the government's rejection today in many ways?
Well, Tony, we're very, very bitterly disappointed in the answer that we've got back today from the government. We feel as though they've just paid us lip service and don't appreciate the public's backing that we've got.
Do you not accept, though, that money is tight? We keep hearing David Cameron and the Chancellor and everybody else talking about they haven't got enough money for everything. So maybe that's part of the reason why they're saying what they're saying. Well,
I think they should start prioritising, and this is top of the list for me. They should find the funds for it. We've asked Stephen Twigg how much it would cost to put one defibrillator in each school across the country, and he come back with us with a figure of £20 million.
Now, I know this subject, for all obvious reasons, is even close to your heart, because you've got problems as well, or there might be problems for your other son as well, your younger son.
Ben is undergoing tests now. Genetic tests, and he hasn't been given the all clear. There's a 50-50 chance that my other son Ben, who's only 10, has got the same gene as what Oliver had.
And the thing you were saying to me earlier is what makes it all the more difficult is the fact that Oliver was so fit and was so well.
He was fit. I mean, on the morning I dropped him off, I gave him a kiss, told him I'll pick him up at 3 o'clock. At 12 o'clock I had a phone call to say Oliver had a seizure, and he was rushed into Alder Hay. He was dead on arrival.
OK, so the government has said no today. So what now for the foundation?
Well, the government has made us wait 4 months for this reply. And in that time, we were hoping that the response would be a yes, and away we go. But with it being no, We've got 76 days now to get 76,000 signatures on our petition to call for the government to debate this situation.
So you want people to get involved as much as they can?
I need people to sign the petition, please. As parents, I know it's coming up to that time of year now, Christmas, and everyone's busy, but just take, please, 2 minutes out of your day to sign the petition.
OK. Mark King, thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, next tonight, a message to girls about the dangers of joining gangs. And it's all the more powerful because it comes from young women who were previously members of gangs themselves. They've been recruited by a housing trust that wants to help protect vulnerable young people from crime by providing them with positive role models.